Happy Friday, beautiful souls, and welcome to Spiritually Her. This is your safe space to explore the magic of inner work, grow your confidence, and embrace your self worth as the ultimate superpower. I'm Terrika-Surrenity, your host and guide on this transformative journey. Here, we're breaking barriers, we're rewriting our stories, and stepping fully into that girl energy together. So grab your favorite drink, let's settle in, and let's vibe. Your next level starts right now. Hi, my spiritual besties, and welcome back to another episode of Spiritually Her. I'm your girl, your host, Terrika-Surrenity, and yeah, just want to say that I'm so happy that Friday is finally here. Okay, oh my goodness. This day, or actually not this day, but this week was so productive for me, and I hope that it was productive for you guys as well. And I hope that all of the productivity, regardless of if you feel like it wasn't enough or whatever productivity that you have had this week thus far, I understand that we are here for a reason, and you tuning in today, I am so grateful. And you tuned in for a reason, for a message, for confirmation, period, because we're spiritually her. Per. All right, guys, listen, this space is where we come home to ourselves every Friday, one aligned choice at a time. And I can say that alignment and the choices of alignment has been very adamant within the message of my life this week. And of course, we're all intertwined energetically, some sort of way or another, right? We are a part of this mass collective that we do connect in certain ways. So, just as much as I know I received this message this week, this is a message that you will also receive your aha moments, your downloads. Spirit is synchronizing this episode so that it run past you so that you can get whatever confirmation that you have been asking for. And so you can also see if you are aligned or move within alignment. All right. So today's message is simple, but it is very life changing. Your life isn't shaped by your big decisions. I know we feel like it, right? It's actually shaped by your tiny, decisive moments. Firstly, I just want to go into my week. This week for me has been download after download, but confirmation after confirmation, and kind of emotional where I felt like Spirit was actually playing tricks and games on me, right? Um, you know how, like, most times when people talk to people that are like prophets or psychics or mediums or whatever, and they always say, well, why can't you tell me the lottery numbers? If you could tell me that, I'll believe you or whatever, right? And I can say that the cycle that I have been going through over the course of years has been almost me waiting on this big miracle to happen out of the blink of an eye. And not saying that miracles don't happen or anything, but Spirit just confirmed to me that I am sitting and waiting for a call. I am waiting for a miracle, but am I doing things that are in alignment for those miracles to come about? Basically, instead of waiting for that miracle to happen, waiting for this job to call you, waiting for this opportunity to happen for you, Spirit said you have to co create with God, the universe, your spirit team. And how you co create is by aligned action and decisions. Basically, instead of waiting for that call, how many calls are you making? How many emails are you making? What are you doing to get to the door? Spirit is saying that you have the key, but you're sitting there waiting for someone to bring the door to you when you have to get up and walk to the door. And they co create by opening that door for you. These are those door openers that tend to happen, right? So, with that being said and done, today we're talking about how the smallest actions in alignment, sometimes literally 2 minutes, can shift your whole identity, your confidence, and your connection to your higher self. So, I have been reading this book, and I think I've brought this book up to you guys before. It is the Atomic Habits book by James Clear. And as I was reading, something today that I read this morning lit my spirit up. And I'm just going to read a few, just this small segment of it. It says, each day is made up of many moments, but it's a few habitual choices that determine your path. And something about that just hit me because we really do think our life is shaped by the big leaps, the big outcomes, the goals, the major changes, the big miracles, right? But in actuality, it's not. It's the moment you choose to get up instead of scroll on your phone all day. It is the moment that you choose to breathe instead of panic. When you choose faith over fear. The moment you choose to take one tiny step instead of shutting down. These little choices create momentum. And momentum, it is a spiritual thing. It opens up the doors, it clears the paths, and it aligns you with your future self. And I know sometimes thinking about changes, thinking about working towards alignment, sometimes I know with me, when I think, I'm not going to think, when I put my mind to something, like, oh, I want to write a book, it's like I go to the biggest action I could possibly take. I'm going to start writing that book today, and I'm just going to write 3 to 4 chapters. Yeah, that's fine and great. But can we make one small action towards it? Alignment doesn't mean that it has to be some big, great, and grand thing. You can easily change habits and create momentum that is in alignment to your higher self with just 2 minutes. This is where we bring in the 2 minute rule, right? But I need you to see this through the spiritual lens, okay? So, throughout the book, Atomic Habits, if you have not read it, please go get that book. It is a life changer. But the part that really moves me was the idea of the 2 minute rule. When you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes. I'm not saying that, oh, new habit is I want to be more organized. I'm going to clean my whole house in 2 minutes. Not saying that. Here's an I'm just going to see if I can break it down for you guys so you can get it. But when you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes. Not because 2 minutes changes your life, but because starting is the momentum that changes your life. So I understand that we dream big because we're fucking visionaries. But sometimes that vision can overwhelm us. We want a routine that changes everything. But sometimes spirit is like, baby, look, just open the book. How about you just write the outline of the book? What is the title of the book? Let's just get a topic. Because once you start, you shift your frequency. Once you start, you aren't the woman who avoids, you're the woman who begins. So, this is where it comes to the becoming the woman that you're proud of. I know with Spiritually Her, we're talking about becoming that girl. There is something beautiful that happens when you start showing up for yourself in little ways. You start becoming proud of yourself. You start feeling capable again. You start creating the momentum. And all of a sudden, you have pride, that self respect, that little spark that you thought was gone, it came back. And then you have the realization that I did that. Those are the things and the habits that builds the confidence, builds the identity. That's what builds the version of you who doesn't break as easily anymore. And I want you to hear this. You don't need to overhaul your entire life. You don't need to fix everything in one day, all right? Because that's fucking impossible. And you don't have to be perfect. So please erase the thought of being this perfect person. You would never be perfect, but you can be imperfectly perfect the way that you are. You just need momentum. You just need to start. And you can start with a tiny shift that tells your body, your mind, and your spirit that, okay, we're becoming her one step at a time. You are stronger now. I understand that we all have our past trials, obstacles, delays, blockages, trauma. But understand that as the alchemist that you are, that those things in your life that was meant to deter you from your purpose, your calling, or you becoming the version of your higher self, understand that all those things in your life has made you this resilient, wise, and resourceful person that you are. So all of that life has given you as lessons, trials, and etc. You use that pressure as fuel. That is the gas that you need. And understand that you use the tiny moments as magic. Now, talking about this glow up that is happening. If you have been a listener of Spiritually Her for quite some time, then you feel the glow up based off the episodes that you are listening to and the things that you apply to your life. This has been a message that has been repeating over and over, not just within the podcast, but just in life and within the community, within the feminine energy, within the spiritual community altogether. I feel like the message has been your life shifts the moment that you decide. That is the glow up. That is the choice of a glow up. So it is not the moment when you finish. It is not the moment that you perfect it. It's not the moment that you see the results. The moment that you decide, that's when the glow up has happened. So take the tiniest aligned action. Understand that the glow up is not in the whole entire workout. It might be in the tying your shoes. It's not in writing the whole book. It's just maybe writing notes It's not in the complete routine. It's probably just the first breath that you take to calm your mind. But understand that these tiny steps are changing habits. And as you continue to take these tiny steps, okay, you might meditate for 2 minutes, or you might just decide to sit for 1 minute. Tomorrow might be two. Next week it might be five. The week after it might be 10. And before you know it, you're meditating for 30 minutes if need be. It's the momentum, it is the start, not starting with perfection. Because a lot of times you're going to overwhelm yourself trying to show up as a monk that meditates for hours. It's baby steps, okay? Just like when you go to the gym, you can't go to the gym and just expect, I'm going to run a marathon. I haven't worked out in years. No, baby. Like, are you trying to be passed out on the fucking floor? No. Baby steps. And understand that as you walk in alignment, this is when those miracles and those doors open for you. Spirit has made that loud and clear for me this week. Won't lie. I was sitting here kind of moping, like, why hasn't this happened? Or I'm waiting for this. And Spirit, you showed me the vision. Spirit, you have given me the purpose, the calling. And I'm sitting here waiting on the call. And Spirit is like, but what have you done? What steps and alignments have you done? And I was like, oop, you know what, Spirit, you right. You called me out. You called me out. And I guarantee you guys, the next day, I was like, okay, Spirit, I'm doing it your way. I'm completely surrendering. I am changing my mindset. I'm not thinking negatively. I surrender. I trust. I have faith. I am free falling and I am moving in alignment. Whatever nudges I felt, because a lot of times we stop ourselves by overthinking, thinking, am I making the right decision? Should I go left or should I go right? And God, Spirit, universe, they're simply saying, wherever you go, whether you go left or right, we're co-creating with you. You're going to be okay. You cannot make any wrong decisions because God can work in any place. God can work through anyone, through any situation. So let's not overthink. Let's move in alignment. Let's move with our intuition, our heart, and have the faith of surrendering to the plan, to the purpose. I guarantee you guys, the moment that I decided that the next day I walked in alignment, certain intuitional things came to my mind like, oh, you haven't emailed that person in 3 years. You thought that opportunity wasn't available for you anymore. I want you to reach out. And I'm sitting here like, are you sure? It's been 3 years. I reached out. I was obedient. Okay. Within an hour, within a hour, they reached out to me stating that they have been trying to reach me. And it has been 3 years. So, if you're wondering why you're stagnant, why nothing is happening, and you're waiting for this miracle, stop waiting, co create, get up, walk, know that you have the key, get to the door, and watch the doors flood open because you are moving in alignment. Okay? That is my her talk today. Okay? It's not a TED talk, it's a her talk. All right? I want you to know that I love you guys, and I just simply want you to honor one tiny moment. Make yourself proud. So ask yourself, what's the 2-minute version of the woman I'm becoming? And then do that. Just that, nothing more. You don't have to do anything extra, nothing overwhelming, because I want you to understand that the woman that you are stepping into, she is not waiting for motivation, validation. She gets up, she moves, she decides, and she becomes. And she understands that she is covered, protected, guided, and she's being led regardless because she's her. Per. All right? I hope this message resonated with you guys. And if you know someone who also needs to listen to this episode, share it with them. And let's all walk in alignment. And let's all experience the aligned miracles. Miracles do happen, but the ones you sit and wait on, sometimes they come once in a blue moon. But aligned miracles are everlasting. If this episode spoke to you, share it with the sister who needs a reminder that her whole life can shift in just 2 minutes. I love y'all. I'm so proud of you. And remember, the miracle is in the moment you begin. Love you. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Spiritually Her. I hope you felt inspired, empowered, and ready to take the next step on your journey. If you love this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Let's keep the conversation going. You can connect with me on TikTok at Serenity 101. That's SURRENITY 101. And on Instagram at spiritually.her. I love to hear your thoughts, breakthroughs, or even what topics you want to dive into next. Until next time, remember, your power is already within you. Keep shining and simply stay spiritually her. Bye.